The opening round was a slugfest, back and forth until the Astros landed the knockout blows. Now the Yankees will look to get off the mat. For most of the summer, the pitching set the pace, but the bats are ready to punch back. It's round 2 between these rivals. Yankees, Astros, next on Prime. Well, it's team photo day at the stadium today. It's a yearly tradition. This will go in the yearbook next year. Yankees are looking for a picture-perfect game tonight. It is time for baseball as Prime presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Houston Astros in the middle game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball along with Paul O'Neill and David Cohn. I'm Michael K. Yankees lost last night, looking to even up the series, but there's some changes already, some roster maneuvers. Let's take a look. Fernando Cruz, who got hit yesterday, has not had a good August, placed on the 15-day IL, elbow discomfort. Michael Fulmer selected to the active roster. Bradley Hanner optioned to AAA. Kervin Castro transferred to the 60-day IL, and Elmer Rodriguez recalled from AAA. He'll make the start. He's pitched well in the minors, David, not as well in short stints in the majors.
Well, yes, he's a bright young prospect for the Yankees. He's got good stuff, kind of a crossfire sinker, curveball combination, excellent movement, and he really answered the bell in AAA. He didn't sulk. He went down after getting beat around in the big leagues and earned his way back here, and the Yankees desperately need him right now.
You take a look at the numbers in the big leagues. 4 major league games, 0-2, 4.76. For the last 5 at AAA, 2-0, 1.38. Now, the Yankees lost a game yesterday where the offense was not the culprit. They've been scoring about 3 runs a game, not last night. They had 7 runs, but the bullpen could not hold 3 separate leads. And right in the middle of those 7 runs, Luis Garcia Jr., he had a 4-hit night, and this guy can really rake.
Oh, he can hit, and I love his swing. If you look at his night last night, you'll see one thing. Everything is up in the strike zone, and to be able to hit that ball, you really have to be flat through the zone. That's what he does, and all of a sudden, you can go deep, too. That could have been a game winner, ended up not being, but just big hit after big hit. Big night for Garcia Jr.
And they expect that from him all the time. He's that good. Last 5 games, he's hitting .500, 3 home runs, 6 ribbies, and OPS of 1.704. That's sick right there. Elmer Rodriguez will get the start. He has to give them length. The bullpen has been used an awful lot. So dare we say, Elmer has to be the glue today. We'll come back as we move closer to first pitch on Prime.
Welcome back to the Bronx for Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Yankees and the Astros. We are getting closer to first pitch right here on Prime. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Marakovitz. As the guys noted that when this one gets underway, it's going to be Elmer Rodriguez getting the ball, making his 5th career big league start. The Yankees view the 23-year-old pitcher as a guy with a ton of potential that has not yet been fully realized at this level. Earlier, I asked Aaron Boone what it is about his stuff, his repertoire, that makes him believe he can have success in the bigs.
He's got weapons. He's got, he's a future big league starting pitcher without question. And, he's still very young, but I feel like has made a lot of progress this year. His strike throwing's gotten better, and hopefully we're getting him now when he's at his best during the year.
And you look at what he's done last 5 starts in the minors, pitching to a 1.38 ERA. Aaron Boone continually saying they love his moxie on the mound. We'll see how he navigates through that tough Houston Astros tonight. Michael, they may need him to be the glue, but we know here on Prime that you are always the glue that keeps us together.
Wow, what a sticky comment. Thank you so much, Meredith. The Yankees and the Astros about to begin Game 2 of this three-game set. And as Meredith said, this is a test for this kid because the Astros get hit right in the middle of that lineup. You got to deal with Yordan Alvarez. So he leads the Yankees out on the field, and we are moving closer to baseball here at the ballpark. He'll pick up the ball, and he'll begin his warm-ups. And let's take a look at the lineup that he's going to face. Jeremy Pena, the shortstop, leads off. Then it's Yordan Alvarez DHing. Isaac Paredes at third base with that third. Cleaning up, second baseman Jose Altuve against the Yankees in 99 games, 19 home runs, 62 runs scored. Dalton Varsho in center. Christian Walker at first. Taylor Trammell is in left field. Cam Smith in right. And batting ninth and catching, it's Christian Vasquez.
And indeed, Elmer Rodriguez towing the slab here in the Bronx. His first 4 starts, a little bit of a mixed bag, although he kept it in the park, only 1 home run. And let's give you a little bit more of our scouting report, brought to you from the head of Cone and, and from the great Bad Bunny, Monaco. I mean, this is the big stage, like Monaco. I mean, you're center stage here at Yankee Stadium. He's going to try to turn the beat around this time. We showed his numbers before, and then his AAA numbers. He earned his way back, and that's why I like it like that. Another great Puerto Rican artist, Pete Rodriguez. His AAA numbers were great. They hope they translate here.
Take a look at the defense behind him as Pena taking his warm-ups. You've got Cody Bellinger at left, Trent Grisham in center, and Spencer Jones over and right. In the infield, Caballero plays third, George Lombard Jr. A little bit of a defensive slump, 4 errors in his last 4 games. Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second, Luis Garcia Jr. will be at first. The catcher is Austin Wells. Well, the Astros are in first place in the American League West by a half game as Texas lost to Chicago. And the Astros in first place with a 66-66 record. Crowd still filing in the Yankee Stadium here on 161st Street and River Avenue. Payne is ready. Elmer Rodriguez is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch, low and inside, and we're underway. Steven Jashinsky, the home plate umpire. John Tumpane, the crew chief at first. Adam Hammery at second. Clint Vondrak is the third base umpire. 1-1. He's working on 7 days rest. Last time he started was on August 18th against Charlotte. 5 innings, and he threw 92 pitches in that game. 6 hits, 1 run, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 5. One and 2. Check out the home plate umpire, Steven Jashinsky. He's neutral. Second big league season. 57 calls have been challenged, 23 overturned. Just his 18th game behind the plate. Swing and a miss. Curveball moving a lot. 1 down. That'll bring Yordan Alvarez to the plate. Let's take a look at the scouting report on Alvarez, brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
Well, we can make this real easy. He can hit. How's that? Simple enough. Since day 1, I mean, he's been a monster. Career .301 hitter, won the Rookie of the Year. Only 87 games, hit 27 home runs that year. Pick your poison, it doesn't matter. Hit fastball, changeup, off speed. He hits everything, and he actually, his lefty-righty splits pretty much the same, right at 300. And a big mistake. The Dodgers traded him in 2016. Never saw him play in a minor league game anything. It was a major steal for the Houston Astros.
They traded Josh Fields, a reliever, for Alvarez. Now, it's interesting that Alvarez's WAR is 5.9. He's very good. But a lot of players' WAR also includes their defensive prowess. He's pretty much a DH. Very rarely plays in the field. So that 5.9 is all from his hitting.
Yeah, no base running either. Base running, defense.
Yeah, when you would see a guy like this, Coney, you know, lead the league in hitting, he's not getting infield hits. I mean, he's getting solid hits every single time. I used to laugh at Joe Torre all the time because he couldn't run when he was a player. led the league in hitting in St. Louis one year. I'm like, you know how many hits you really got? Because you know how many infield hits you didn't get, you know?
Two and two. Foul back.
Little couple extra days rest for Elmer out there. He's throwing a ball in the upper 90s, 99-mile-an-hour sinkers, 98. We didn't see that the first time around.
Strike three.
Wow. Talk about a two-seamer that just locked up the best hitter in the American League. See the two-fingered grip? Oh, just starts to break back. And like I said, when you're a left-handed hitter and you've got your nose out over the plate looking for that sinker, you give up on that ball inside because it's at you and then it runs back to the plate. It's unfair, Cody.
Especially when it's 98.
Yeah, that helps too.
There's a strike. One and two on Isaac Paredes.
A different kind of breaking ball there. I mean, this actually buckled him. You saw a slider to strike out Pena, but this is a big breaking ball. Totally different pitch. Chances he'll get booed tonight coming to the plate, huh? Notice the pace of the game. You know, the pitchers are starting to receive the ball. They turn their backs or they're getting extra. You see the pace of the game has really slowed down the last few weeks or so in my mind because players are getting ways of getting extra time. You notice that?
Absolutely. We notice it with both the pitcher and the hitters understanding the clock, aware of the clock.
Yeah.
I mean, Elmer right here is at the 7-second part, so you better step it up a minute.
And there's a walk to Paredes. And now we'll listen to the soundtrack of Altuve's life here in the Bronx.
Reggie said, they don't boo nobody. So.
Jumps on the first pitch, which is what he does a lot. And it's over the head of Grisham. He misplayed it. Alvarez, or should I say Paredes, rounds third. He's coming home to throw. Not in time. That's a misplayed double by Altuve, and it's 1-0 Astros.
Yeah, this ball was really squared up, and he turned, and then the ball kind of turned on him. And you could tell that's when he had problems. He turned the wrong way, and then to reach back, I mean, the ball was moving. But his first couple steps got him in a bad position to try to make this play.
Against the Yankees, Altuve is a .383 hitter when he swings at the first pitch. Against everybody else, .367. So you don't give him something good to hit with the first pitch.
Yeah, and he's hunting dead fastball too. There's really not a fastball in the first pitch that he's not going to take a swing at.
Not had a great year in center, according to the metrics. 6 outs above average, minus 6 outs above average this season.
We've seen Grisham play good, solid center field. He's had some hamstring issues early in the year that might have had something to do with that, but that wasn't a play that you're used to seeing. He usually takes a good route on the ball. That one, not so much. Frustrating to go out and throw as well as he did in this first inning, and you're thinking, wow, I got this kind of stuff and I've already given up a run here, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to have to chuck a few more in there. Pitch number 24 about to be delivered.
Found it, first base. Garcia gobbles it up, steps on the bag, and that'll do it. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. Houston won, and the Yankees come to bat. Astros get a run in the top of the first inning, and now the Yankees will try to get it back. Trent Grisham will try to make up for that misplay in center as he leads off, followed by Ben Rice and then Luis Garcia. Middle of the order cleaning up, Cody Bellinger, then George Lombard Jr. and Spencer Jones, and the bottom of the order, Jazz Chisholm, followed by Wells and Caballero.
That lineup will face this right-hander, Peter Lambert, on the season. It'll be his 23rd start. Pretty good season across the board. 12 home runs given up, and then our pitcher scout report and from the great David Bowie changes. Well, Lambert's kind of changed his career from his early days with Colorado. He had Tommy John surgery. He's overcome a lot to get here. The main advice Houston gave him was the mix-up, the great Beastie Boys song. We don't really like any one of your pitches over the other. We like the mix, be unpredictable, and for the hitters, you can't always get what you want because he has 8 different looks and mixes it up very well.
Fouled away. Check out the Astros defense. Trammell, Varsho, and Smith in the outfield. Varsho can get it with anybody. Paredes, Pena, Altuve, and Walker. Third to first. Christian Vasquez behind the plate. Oh and 2. Lambert spent last season in Japan. He had a 4.26 ERA with the Swallows. Season highlight, he had 7 shutout innings. He outdueled Shohei Ohtani on May 5th. Strike 3. Grisham down looking.
Oh, no, there's 3 of his 8 pitches right there. You saw a fastball, then you saw a cutter, and then a breaking ball. It's like a knuckle curve right there. Finger kind of up. Good solid pitch.
Oh and 1.
I think he's just going to go through his whole repertoire. That's number 4. 4 pitches, 4 different pitches.
Well, that's the advice that the Houston pitching organization gave him when he first came over. They told him they like all his pitches, but they wanted him to be unpredictable. That was the advice, and he sort of said, you know, that kind of freed him up. That's what he wanted to hear.
Driven deep to right field. See ya. Tie game. Rice.
Wow. That had a sound to it that you knew where it was heading. Ben Rice, you know, he's kind of trying to work his way back into one of these hot streaks, and that's a good way to start tonight with a rock, 35th of the year. Puts him up one closer to the league leader. Michael, we just broke a big string, didn't we? Scoring in the first inning.
That's right.
Wow.
Look at you all over it. It's been 23 straight games, and they finally score in the first inning.
I went over the pregame with Garcia Jr. on just how consistent he was last night with handling that pitch up in the strike zone. Might want to go to something different tonight, Cody, huh?
Well, the scout report probably was you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. And for Ben Rice, that's what he needed right there. A four-seamer in the wheelhouse. Pretty good list to be on right there.
And a base hit for Garcia. His 5th in 2 games against the Astros. 4 yesterday, and he leads off with a single here in the first in his first at bat.
There's some guys that you just like the way they hit, and I love to watch his approach because, you know, with 2 strikes, that ball's a foot off the outside corner, and he's still able to really stay with it. Because watch, his hands don't go with his body. A lot of times when guys lunge and kind of open up, let their hands kind of follow. He keeps his hands back where he can still fire.
Bellinger with a home run yesterday snapped a streak of 32 games without a home run. His career long was 33 when he was with the Dodgers in 2021.
Well, if last night in the first innings any indication, both these teams are ready to slug. Last night was kind of a slugfest, back and forth, and you know, you kind of give the Houston Astros a run in the first inning, and boom, you're on the board as well.
Down to the first, Walker goes to second, and he hits Garcia with the throw, and it goes into center field. Garcia will go to third. They'll hold him up there, and Bellinger ends up at second.
Well, a lot of times that runner, you hold your shoulder, but you kind of run on the inside part of the base. But I don't even think he tried. He stayed in the baseline. Walker just smoked him right in the back. And that ball was still tailing, and a good read. The ball's in front of him. Just cruises on to third, and Cody Bellinger also cruising into second.
It's called taking one for the team right there. Right in the back.
So that's a fielder's choice in an E3.
Walker made a couple really good plays yesterday by turning 2 coming off the bag, but not so much right there.
Broken back, ground ball to Walker. That'll score a run as Garcia touches home plate. Lombard with his 6th run batted in. It's 2-1 Yanks.
You go back to Garcia, and you're just running the base. You know, when you start to, like, at the plate, you know, you see the ball coming out, you start to, you know, tighten up. There was no flinch there. You're just running, all of a sudden you just get smoked right in the back of the shoulder.
Oh, Yankees gave up one, gave him a run in the first. Houston gave one back here.
Yeah.
Runner at third, 2 outs. Spencer Jones tried to hold up, kind of waves through 0-1.
Lambert intentionally trying to get Jones to swing at that ball up in the strike zone. That's the ball that he has a tendency to go after. The first time up, that's where everybody was pitching him, and he's done a lot better job this time getting the ball down in the strike zone.
Fly ball down the left field line. Trammell gives it a look, but it makes the seats out of play. 2-2.
Again, you're just going to have to fight that, knowing, pitchers are going to go there, especially with 2 strikes. And just sometimes when you know they're going there, you see it so well, you just swing at it anyway. And it's just not a pitch right now where his swing is that he's going to hit very often.
Swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes. But the Yankees get 2 runs. One swing tied the game. They were down 1-0 until Ben Rice connects for home run number 35. They score a run a little bit later, and it's 2-1 Yanks.
Luis Garcia Jr. with a hit and a run scored already tonight. 4 for 5 with a home run last night. Guys, I know you've been admiring his work in the batter's box as well as that chain he has been wearing for the last 2 days. You commented on it, Paul, last night. Well, I have a little more info. He's had that chain for about 2 years. The L, the G for Luis Garcia with a lion in the middle. He said ever since he was a little kid, a lion was his favorite animal. He enjoyed watching them, and that's because his mom said the lion is the king of the jungle and it fights for its territory. He also has a huge lion tattoo on his left arm. But he said although he's owned that for 2 years and it took about 2 months to make, he had never worn it on the field before. He said he was getting his uniform on last night, getting ready for the game, and he saw it sitting in his locker and he thought, you know what, why not? Yes, it's a little bulky, but he was going to go with it. Then after he goes 4 for 5, he told me, you better believe I'm wearing it again tonight. So I guess anytime you see that, that means good things for Luis Garcia Jr.
Nice. I don't know if I had one of those just hanging out in the locker. You, Conan? Huh?
No, I'll forget it. Lose it.
Exactly. I better go to the cubic zirconium route just in case I got to go to plan B later.
Can't have nice things.
Walker grounds out to Lombard Jr. And that'll bring up Taylor Trammell.
It's funny, right before that pitch, I saw Caballero come running in to try to take the bunt away, and he still showed bunt. Probably just taking the pitch. It's funny, a lot of times in the old days, lefties would fake that bunt just to get the third baseman in, and then try to shoot one to the left side, which, with the third baseman being in, he had a good chance of getting it into left field.
Yeah, the funny thing about third basemen, especially against left-handed batters in today's environment, they're almost playing shortstop when they're at their regular position.
Check swing fouled away. One-handed catch by a fan. Very nonchalant. Well done. Oh, wow. To make it even better, he gives it to a kid. Look at the look on his face. That's awesome.
That's the way life should be, Michael.
Yeah, buy him a beer, Dad. Get him.
2-2. Swing and a miss. You got good stuff tonight. 97, 98, 99. 2 away.
He's got a calmer disposition on the mound, too. A little more confident looking out there just from reading the body language. And on a 3-2 pitch, you got to get the strike zone. And at 97, anywhere in that box is going to work.
Look at 97 with movement. That adds so much more to the mix, because you know the four-seamer that's kind of straight, a good chance you can make contact, but you add movement to that kind of velocity, and it makes it much more difficult for the hitter.
Bird's eye view. 1-1. Smith has struggled. Last 11 games, 3 for 31, but he had a hit last night. Three and one. Three, two.
Kind of a big pitch early in this game. Pitch number 40 about to be delivered. If he can get back in the dugout on this pitch, he can save his pitch count a little bit.
Strike three. 96 on the black. The fourth strikeout for Elmer Rodriguez. That ball moved back for a strike. Well, Yankee fans, vote for the mini dessert chicken bucket. Fill in your ballpark bites bracket for a chance to win tickets to try these bites in stadium. Vote at MLB.com/bucket. Our drone in the Bronx sky giving you a beautiful shot of Yankee Stadium as Jazz Chisholm leads off. The bottom of the second, jumps on the first pitch and fouls it back. Fouled away.
You know, kind of pitching kind of runs in Lambert's family. You know, he had a brother that pitched for the White Sox. A couple of brothers going at older brother. Pitched for the White Sox from 20 to 23.
Ground ball, backhanded by Pena. Nice play. Fires to first. Now Walker can't come up with the scoop, allowing Jazz to reach. Jazz might have beaten it out anyway, so that'll be a base hit.
Well, you know, Jazz has got good wheels. Anytime you get the shortstop going to his right, it's going to be a tough play. The old Derek Jeter move, the old pirouette up in the air. They might have got
him. Yeah.
You know, StatCast has a new metric that measures this exact thing. Scoops at first base, how far the first baseman has to move. This would have been a good one. Look how far he's got to reach to try to get that and scoop it at the same time and stay on the bag. So high degree of difficulty. Couldn't quite pull it off.
Jazz with 35 stolen bases.
scoops at first base. We've always known this, Paul. Tino was great at it. Donnie Mattingly, one of the best ever. That's a really hard play because it's up the line. You got to go get it, scoop it, stay on the bag. We now have a metric that gives out the grades on that.
Some of the first basemen would actually go down into splits, stretching from the base. It always amazed me. I go to like that, I'm not coming up.
How many runs a good first baseman can save you over the course of a year with plays like that.
I always felt that, some of the first basemen, especially watching Tino and Mattingly play first base, they were almost like catchers. They see a lot of things going on in the game. They know a lot of, you're playing outfielder. You know where you got to go. You know where Bernie's playing. I'm in center. I'm in right. But they seem to know a lot more about the game. Just what was going on with the runners, the pitches, where guys were at a certain time. Always amazed me about Tino moving me and Mattingly, on pitches and things like that. They just had a lot going on in their mind.
Tino was great at first base on those kind of plays, scooping.
Now, Jazz got a big hit to draw the Yankees to within one yesterday. And then you assume that he was going to try to steal second base. And Boone was asked about it after the game. He said, we were. But he was trying to get the right jump. And then he ended up being the back part of the double play. He's going there. The throw is not good. Pena tried to deep Chisholm as if the ball got by him. He was running toward the outfield, but Chisholm wasn't buying. 36 stolen base.
Well, this is a perfect pitch to throw on. Almost a pitch out. Just sailed. Jazz, a good job staying on the bag. I mean, as a middle infielder, that's what you do. But this, you can't have a better pitch to throw on. Ball tailing away, get you out of your crouch, and he just let it sail.
Vasquez throws out 22.1% of attempted base stealers, and that's below the major league average, which is about 25 or 23.5. And Wells works the wall.
Well, you break down Lambert. I mean, 8 pitches. I mean, ideally, your fastball is your most controllable pitch. So go back. It could be your 8 pitches. Which harder to control? Your split finger, your spinner. I mean, change up.
Generally, you're right. The easiest pitch to throw is where you're aiming and trying to throw it. So a 4-seam fastball generally will go closer to where your aim is. The other ones you have to account for movement and spin. You're not even actually aiming at the target. You're picking a spot out probably to aim your starting point to break it over the plate or off the plate.
Caballero shows bunt, takes outside. 1-0.
We often say a pitcher has 8 different pitches. Really, he has 3 different variations on one pitch. It's sinker, cutter, then the fastball genre, and the breaking ball genre, a sweeper and a curveball or slider. So it's really just 2 pitches with variations.
Bunted foul.
I like the idea of the Caballero there, but you really don't. If you're going to move him over, you don't kind of drag bunt it. I mean, he didn't square around. It's kind of got late. But there's certain guys that really need to be able to bunt on the team. And Caballero is one of those guys on the Yankees. When, you need to move guys over, you need, things like this done. He has the ability to do these things.
In at the corners. And he bunts that one right back to Lambert. Runners retreat.
He had that bat a couple weeks ago, Michael. We were doing a game and didn't get it done. And that's just, I mean, you can push this ball anywhere you want. Just anywhere but back to the pitcher.
Squared it up. We got to get some exit velo on this one.
Yeah.
Barreled.
Yeah, that's just, it's not done. And actually, I was here a little bit earlier today, and they were down there working on bunting. There was a lot of guys working on bunting today.
So here's Trent Grisham, struck out looking in the first. First and second, one out. Foul back.
Yeah, I think the stolen base now of third comes into play. Jazz has done it more than anybody in the American League. So, you know, if you can get a jump, but to get to third base with one out, obviously a huge advantage. If you're Wells, you're on first, you got to realize that sometimes they'll throw behind, try to get you. So you got to make sure that you can get way off and read Jazz.
Yeah, they're really paying attention at second, to your point. Payne is lurking behind. You're going to want to talk about it. The spotter knows.
Got to be careful. I remember back in Cincinnati, I was in this position. I was where Wells was. Eric Davis in second, and he did like a false break. And so I wanted to make sure. I figured, you know, they're probably going to throw for me. So I put my head down and took off. And I got to second. Eric was standing there. So you got to make sure that they actually go.
Lou Piniella, the manager then. Was Lou your manager there? Or?
No, that was even before. Luke probably would have sent me down. So
Was Pete the manager?
Yeah, I think
Pete
so.
Rose was your manager?
Yeah.
That had to be a treat.
So Jazz trying to get out there, and you see Wells, I mean, not even looking. His sight is all on Jazz, trying to pick up if he's going or not. You just have to trust your first base coach that if they sneak in behind you.
Yeah, this is a great example of how the coaches really don't look at the pitch coming. It puts them in danger. That's why they're wearing helmets nowadays. But you can see they're not looking at the pitch at all. They're concentrating on the infielders and whether there's a pickoff coming. And they've got a split second to whip their head around and see if a line drive's coming at them or not.
Third base side, Paredes gives it a look. About 5 rows back. Two and two. Grisham has a 12.7% walk rate, 10th best in the American League. Ground ball, second base. There's one. No return throw. Moving to third is Jazz.
The ball hit off the end of the bat, not hit really extremely hard. But very tough to try to turn two.
Ben Rice connected for his 35th home run. Now, we showed you the stat, Mattingly and Judge, Yankee rookies that were drafted by them that had 35 home runs. But we must add that Mickey Mantle wasn't drafted, Lou Gehrig wasn't drafted, so the stat only goes back to when the draft began.
When was that? Even remember.
66, I think. 67, 65, 65. I knew it was one of them. 65. Grisham looked like he stumbled at first while he was going and stopped himself.
But nonetheless, who had Ben Rice with 35 home runs on August 26th?
Yeah, I'm just looking at that. 35 and 83.
But early in the year, when Aaron Judge was healthy, I thought the combination of Rice and Judge could approach 90 to 100 home runs collectively.
Well, because Ben Rice was getting protected so well when he was hot, with Aaron Judge behind him too.
Three and one. And he walked him. And that loads the bases for Luis Garcia Jr.
Well, big bat here early in the game, bottom of the second inning. But, you know, you have 2 outs, huge opportunity here. One of the Yankees' hottest hitters, 4 hits last night and a single to start off tonight.
Pitching coach Joshua Miller goes out and talks with Lambert, who's thrown 9 of 10 first pitch strikes. Yankees have a chance to give Rodriguez some breathing room. They're up 2-1, bases loaded, 2 outs. Garcia single in the first inning and came around to score. Oh, and 1. And 0-2 on the Yankee first baseman. Stays alive.
It's all about trying to get another pitch. You know, when you're fooled or a pitcher makes a really good pitch, especially with 2 strikes, to foul that thing off and until you get to a mistake.
It's a foul ball right down the line. But John Tumpain said foul ball. He gave it a long look. Looks like he got it right.
Yeah, you can tell they went right to the pole. Off the bat, I thought for sure. I was just going to say you foul off a pitch to get a mistake, and he got it. He just hooked it foul.
Foul ball. This will be a crew chief review.
Garcia knew it. The umpire is giving it a courtesy look, not a challenge by the Yanks.
It's not that. It just looks like it went right up the pole.
You can see the shadow going by the pole. That's how close it almost nicked it on the way by.
Tumpain's mic didn't go on, but it is indeed confirmed a foul ball.
Directing traffic out there.
Left field. Tremella's there. And a big out for Lambert. The Yankees leave the bases loaded as we go to third. By virtually every statistical measure, Novak Djokovic is the greatest to ever hold a racket. One of the most complex and polarizing figures in modern athletics. Yet his story has never been fully understood. Watch Novak Djokovic, the Wolf in Winter, only on Prime.
I'm going to defer to O'Neill on this. He's a tennis player.
I'm not that type of tennis player. Those guys can play.
Is he the best?
Yeah, I would say, you know, statistically, yeah. But, you know, I'm from the old school when McEnroe and those guys were fun to watch, you know.
Yeah, they had to use wooden rackets.
Exactly. I just think that, you know, the talent in every sport, it doesn't change. There's greatness every era.
1-1 to Vasquez, number 9 batter. 9-1-2 in the Astro order against the young righty. One and two. Tampa Bay won this afternoon, beating Detroit 3-0. So the Yankees need to win to stay within 3 of first place. Ground ball. Caballero gets rid of it quickly and scooped up there by Garcia. No need to rush. Vasquez was not getting down the line that quick.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a true arm for third base, so, you know, you get rid of it quick. It's a little more time. You just don't want to get rid of it in between hop. It got ugly right there.
We were just talking about scoops.
Yeah.
Is that the first out of the inning or a double? That scoop tells you the answer.
Here's Pena.
I thought that was a good pitch right there, Cody. Just kind of a get me over. He didn't get the call, but just a nice get me over curveball. And then just stealing the strike. Not too many hitters look for, you know, first pitch curveball.
Back to back. Second one was better than the first. He's much more composed this time around. There's no substitute for experience and reps.
A lot of times when you're up here, then you know, it's such a whirlwind. Then you get sent down, and then everything kind of sinks in, and then you kind of learn from it. So when you get back, you're in a better spot. Headspace. Man, we were talking headspace last night, Michael. We're in a better headspace.
All right, David, your turn.
Max headroom.
I said you had more bandwidth.
Ground ball. 2 away. And here's that guy, Yordan Alvarez.
Now this is ideally when you want to face him. 2 outs, nobody on. Get behind and then just don't give in.
He's in the 4th season of a 6-year, $115 million extension that actually bought out 3 free agent seasons. Goes through 2028. That's his age 31 year. So sometimes you take a chance with a young player, giving him that sort of deal. This is a remarkable bargain for the Astros to get this guy at under $20 million a year. And teams avoid him. He has 28 intentional walks.
That's already broken the franchise record. I think it was Backwell before that.
It's a good-looking curveball from Rodriguez right there.
Well, he locked him up with that two-seamer first time up.
Ground ball, Caballero. And that'll do it. 3 ground balls. Then you go down 1, 2, 3. It's a little hot. Let's get some ice cream. That's good. Please. Now. Thursday Night Football returns to Prime Video with a preseason matchup as the Patriots head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Thursday Night Football tomorrow, 8 Eastern, only on Prime. Cody Bellinger leads off. Foul back. So, Paul, you had your big fantasy draft. You're happy with the team?
I am. The robot's not happy, though. It thinks I did a horrible job.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm sticking with it.
So they have like an AI or algorithm that rates your team.
I didn't take backups in a couple positions, so that kind of hurt me with the robot. I'm sticking with it.
Now, you do it yourself or you get advice from people?
Well, on the air, I do it by myself.
Okay.
At home, I get a lot of advice.
One and 2 on Bellinger. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Served in the left center field, but Varsho is there easily. David, you're not into fantasy football.
I used to be, yes. I mean, it's addictive. You really can get into it. You get to be a GM. You get to, you get to play, all those GMs you make fun of. Now you're the guy.
It does change the way you watch a football game, though. You don't root for a team, you root for guys.
You go in the red zone.
Yeah.
You watch every game. You're watching games you didn't even know were going on just to see if a guy can catch a ball for you. I did hear Jackson Dart on the radio today. I mean, high expectation for the Giants, more so for the Jets too. So it'd be exciting for New York. Huh?
Nice play by Altuve up the middle to retire Lombard.
That the Knicks kind of laid down the carpet for everybody to follow. I think that, now you got the Yankees looking to make a September run to the playoffs. Football hasn't started yet, so you still have high expectations.
Spencer Jones takes low. He struck out in the first inning.
For Spencer Jones, that line drive he hit last night just off the bottom. I want to see him hit a ball like that and get that towering fly ball under it and just see how far it can go. He was trying right there.
Tying him up there in the count 2-2.
Yeah, that's going to be the place when you see his home runs, you see his hits. They're all down in the strike zone, and when he has trouble, he'll leave the strike zone up high, especially under his hands. It's a hard pitch for anybody to get to, especially when you're his size.
That's where he's working them. Right there under the hands.
There's a lot of movement before the pitch where, he's open, then he moves that leg to get in position. A lot of times, if you want to get to that ball inside, you might have to start a little bit earlier. So, you're loaded a little bit earlier where you get a better look at it a little quicker.
Swing and a miss. Jones down on strikes. Yankees go down in order against Lambert. And we will go to the fourth. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Amber, who celebrated 2 years of remission at the Jay-Z concert a few weeks ago. Good for you, Amber. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post your picture to social media. Reflect your love for the Yankees. We might spotlight you in a future game. There are not two Ambers. There's a mirror involved there. Yankees lead 2-1 as we go to the fourth inning. Isaac Paredes will lead off.
I was thinking about the Jay-Z concert. What a show it was. What a time they had getting the fans in.
And if you want to see the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on at the Jay-Z concert, check out the Yes Show at the stadium. They had unusual access and give you a real look at what goes on in a big production like that. Sounds like a broken bat, pop up, shallow right. Jones is there.
Well, Rodriguez has been effective with that two-seamer, especially in on right-handers right on their hands. They can use that breaking ball away off the plate. I want to stay away from the first pitch fastball to this guy right here.
Again, he swings at the first pitch, lofts it to right. Jones, 2 outs. And here's Dalton Varsho. 5 games against New York this year. You see the numbers on the fastball velocity. Over 2 miles per hour more. Varsho 9 for 23. Played some games with the Blue Jays against the Yankees, and now these with the Astros.
There's a lot of people in the Yankee universe that was talking about this trade when they got Elmer Rodriguez. And we'll look at this arsenal. And looking at this arsenal tonight, kind of give you a different view. I mean, Carlos Narvaez was a pretty good catcher for Boston. His first year there has really regressed and traded. And here the Yankees are looking like they're winning that trade now.
And that's StatCast 3D by Google Cloud.
That wasn't the case last year. A lot of people second guessing it. Who is Elmer Rodriguez? Who's this Elmer Rodriguez Cruz guy? ERC. No, it's Elmer Rodriguez. Well, here he is. And now we know.
And Narvaez is with the Orioles now. High fly ball. Deep right center. Grisham back. Track. Wall. Tie game. A home run off the bat of Varsho. It's 2-2.
It's really amazing how the ball carries off guys' bats now. I mean, he was on his front foot. Varsho, we've talked about his defense, not really known, as a true power. But 412 feet later, the bullpen.
Change up grip, little split, just stays there. Announcer's jinx.
But when you watch that swing, especially from the side, and he's on his front foot, you've done what you want to as a pitcher, and that's keep him off balance. But guys are so strong now. If they put it on the barrel of the bat, it still carries out of the ballpark.
Walker grounds to Lombard. So this swing ties the game at 2. His 10th home run of the year. We played 3.5 at the stadium. Yankees 2 and the Astros 2. imagine you're sitting on our drone and you're enjoying the city this way. Greatest city in the world, great skyline, great shot by the drone. Josh Chisholm will take a strike for Lambert. Single to the backhand side of Pena in the second inning. This one a single to center field.
Well, stay right there, Chaz. Last time up, fought a ball up the other way. This time up, stays on it and just lines it up the middle. These are just great swings. Every once in a while you see Jazz trying to make up for, I think he feels he can make up for it by hitting some home runs. But, you know, he can do so many things with his legs by leadoff singles and causing problems for the pitcher on the bases. I mean, he'd be really effective at that.
Here's Austin Wells. Walked in the second inning. And he singles here in the fourth inning. Chisholm advances to second. Back-to-back singles over in the fourth inning.
That ball was hit hard and almost handcuffed. Cam Smith out here in right field. Breaking ball. Not a lot of bite. Just kind of hangs right at the end. Just smokes it to right field. Take a few more of those.
Get good pitches to hit. Really, that's the secret to Wells' turnaround, is just getting good pitches to hit. If it's the first one and it's good, take a lash at it. He does.
Same situation as the second inning. Caballero tried to bunt, bunted it right back to Lambert. Astros are in on the grass at the corners. It's a 2-2 game. Not bunting this time, 1-0.
The last part of the game where pitch comm or technology hasn't taken off, you got to get the signs from third base coach. Third base coach has got to mix up his signs. There's still a, a little bit of old school baseball left.
And it's just not a bad situation where if Caballero would have showed bunt early in the count, Jazz could have almost stole third by moving Paredes in more.
Looped into right field, and that's caught by Smith. No, they say he trapped it. It is a base hit. John Talpain right there said he trapped it, and the bases are loaded. Top of the order coming up.
Yeah, another tough play for Cam Smith. I mean, this ball gets by him. It's going to be a merry-go-round, but he keeps it in front. You see it. It clearly hits the ground, but he had his glove there to get the bounce. The Yankees are rolling here. 3 consecutive hits.
Pretty good base running by Wells.
Yeah, I mean, that ball's right in front of you. You kind of go halfway, and you can see at the end of the play, whether he's going to be able to get to it or not.
Grisham with a big cut. Astros will give up a run to take the double play ground ball, so they're back at short and second. Grisham 0 for 2. Yanks had a bases loaded opportunity in the second inning, and they didn't cash in. Bases loaded again here in the fourth, this time with nobody out. And they might get that double play ground ball. There's one, and there's 2. Chisholm scores, but the Astros get the 2 outs, and the Yankees lead 3-2.
talk about Lambert and how he wants to pitch, and that's getting guys off balance. And he had Grisham out on his front foot, kind of rolled over. Easy double play for the Astros.
Yeah, Pena's arm strength, the difference. Now, Tuve's played a good second base so far this series. You know, Michael mentioned that last night, but Pena's always had a strong arm.
Runner at third now, 2 outs. Here's Ben Rice. Ben Rice hunting down Alvarez's home run total. He could be the spoiler in the Triple Crown. Fly ball left field. Trammell backpedaling and makes the play for the final out. Bases loaded, nobody out. Yankees get just one, but they lead 3-2.
Welcome back to Yankees baseball on Prime, where the Yankees lead the Astros 3-2 as we head to the top of the 5th. Some somewhat surprising news from Astros manager Joe Espada prior to the game, announcing that he expects Carlos Correa back at some point in time in December. Guys, he injured his ankle in early May, tore a tendon. He had surgery to repair that tendon, and at the time, they said it was season-ending surgery, but Correa's been progressing so well that he's already been almost sprinting at 100%. He's been taking some batting practice and doing some fielding. He's going to see a doctor later in the week to see if he gets the full go, but it looks like he is going to make it back for the Astros as they battle for the West.
That would be a big addition for them as Trammell takes pitch outside as we start the 5th. Bottom third of the order for the Astros against Elmer Rodriguez. Pitch count's in pretty good shape. Left field backing up is Bellinger on the run, and he makes the play. That was not an easy play, covering a lot of ground.
Yeah, ball going away from him too. It's one time where as a left-hander, you know, it helps you in left field, running with his glove side. Cody Bellinger, I mean, we saw a throw yesterday he was frustrated about, but believe me, a few reps out there a week into this, you got to realize how good he is defensively.
It's a power fade off the bat.
Yeah.
Here's Cam Smith. 0-1.
Well, Cunning, when you break down Rodriguez tonight, I mean, he's had control with, you know, his 2 major pitches being the sinker and his breaking ball, huh?
No, he just looks much more composed on the mound tonight. The stuff is up. The velo's up. Crisper, better command, but his presence on the mound, I noticed a noticeable difference for me. And it's always the first thing I look at. Is what's he look like on the mound? If he misses his location, how's his body language? Very convicted, very confident looking tonight.
Left center field on the run. Grisham, and he covers a lot of ground to haul it in.
Those are balls off the end of the bat. As a hitter, you're just trying to get it to get down, and they just hang up there. And you know, the good outfielders kind of outrun them and get to them.
So here's Christian Vasquez. Second tour of duty with the Astros. Won a World Series with them in 2022. And a strike. Good stuff still holding up. 98 miles an hour.
You know, 98 miles an hour with 17 inches of horizontal run on that pitch. So that combination together.
Like he got his cell phone in his back pocket. Huh? What's up with that?
And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Chase the breaking ball. 1-2-3 inning for Rodriguez. After 4.5, we're halfway through. Yankees 3 and the Astros 2. Seinfeld night and the George Costanza bobblehead are back at Yankee Stadium tomorrow. Come celebrate one of the greatest TV shows of all time, and the first 18,000 guests in attendance receive a George Costanza calzone bobblehead, courtesy of Star. Tickets going fast, so get yours today at Yankees.com.
Are you a calzone guy, Michael?
No.
No calzone?
I don't mind a chicken calzone. How about you?
Is that even a thing? A chicken calzone?
Yeah, but I don't like the ricotta in there.
Okay.
Oh, I love ricotta.
You know what? It's funny. I can tell you're from the Midwest. Like me, it's ricotta.
Yes.
I go out with Frank and Mayor, it's ricotta. I'm like, that's not how you spell it. What word is that?
You know what? I'm starting to think, Paul. You spent more time in New York than in the Midwest. You're a New Yorker now. Start talking like it.
I throw it out there once in a while. There's no O on it.
That's right. 1-1. Garcia, Bellinger, and Lombard here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Beautiful summer night here in New York City.
We deserve some of these after all those rain delays we sat in early in the year.
Now, I don't think, Paul, when we go on the West Coast, there'll be rain delays in Anaheim and San Diego.
No?
Nope.
We're scot-free?
I think so. Not even sure they have tarps there.
Well, you're not scot-free. We got to get through this weekend.
You and I have to get through this weekend.
Well,
Paul's got an early
tomorrow night's a little, you don't know when it's going to hit.
Ground ball first base. Walker to Lambert. 1 away.
You look at the scoreboard, 3-2 Yankees, but the Yankees last inning really had a chance to, throw an uppercut and score some runs. They ended up getting the 1. A huge double play for Lambert in the middle of that inning.
That was earlier. Tampa Bay beat Detroit 3-0. Detroit's really fallen out of it. They've lost 7 of their last 8 games, the Tigers have. And they're in the 7th inning, top of the 7th inning in Miami, and the Marlins lead the Red Sox 2-0.
It helps to have a Tarek Skubal in the middle of those losing streaks to stop them.
Ground ball first base. Walker. 2 down. This is George Lombard Jr. 0 for 2, but he had an RBI ground out in the 1st inning. 6th ribby of the year. And a strike, 1-1. was a second-round pick in 2015 by Colorado out of high school. As a senior in high school, he was 13-0 with a 0.34 ERA. I'm sure the opposing kids, they had a great time facing him. And Lombard gets punched out 1-2-3 inning for Lambert. 5 in the books here in the Bronx. It's 3-2 Yankees on Prime. Now time for Discipline That Delivers, brought to you by Van.
Well, Elmer Rodriguez showed up tonight ready to go. The velo's up, throwing in the upper 90s with tremendous movement. He's through 5 innings, only 2 hits, only 1 walk, even more importantly, and 5 punches.
And he starts the 6th. So already at 5 innings, this is his longest big league outing. And he's at 76 pitches. His last start 7 days ago, he threw 92 pitches in a AAA game. And a strike.
Aaron Boone, I don't know if he's doesn't want to go bullpen, but he's showing a lot of confidence right here. I mean, you're turning the lineup over. This is always a magical time, third time too, when you got Pena, Alvarez, and Paredes here.
And down goes Pena. A lot of movement on that breaking ball.
Well, he has shown that two-seamer in so much to righties that it has really opened up this breaking ball off the plate away. I mean, Coney, that's what you did it for a living. I mean, just show people inside, and then get the swing and the miss off that breaking ball off the plate.
Yeah, the variation in velocity from top end to that pitch, pretty good. We've seen him top out at 99 miles an hour. And curveball down around 80. Good separation.
Alvarez 0 for 2. So his sinker tonight, the Astros are 1 for 9 against it. His curve, they're 0 for 5. Line drive over the head of Caballero, dunks in the left field. He's the king of high velocity, but not that time, and it found the grass.
Yeah, sometimes you just tip your hat, Coney. I mean, you set up the pitch, you're going to throw a sinker away. It might have been up a little bit, but still, he's so big and strong that he's able to, as much as he moves, he can still cover the outside corner.
From a hitter standpoint, you take it and run. From a pitcher standpoint, that's the kind of swings you want him taking off of you. Broke his bat. Okay, you got a single the other way. Let's move on.
Here's Isaac Paredes. Ground ball, Lombard. There's 1. And there's 2. A 6-4-3 double play. That is a strong 6 innings for Elmer Rodriguez. And Lombard starts the twin killing to end the inning. Take a look around the league, presented by Spectrum. Named after Paul O'Neill, he had a game-winning home run last night against Mason Miller, a 1-0 win for the Pirates. Never give up on the Guardians. They don't go away. 7-game win streak, and they pulled to within 2 of the first-place White Sox. And Kyle Schwarber, his 40th home run today. That's his 4th season with 40 or more home runs.
I think O'Neill Cruz's middle name's L, just so we can spell my name right. O'Neill with 1 L, and then you just throw middle name L.
And the 40 home runs for Schwarber, he's now at 380.
I don't know if I've seen a pitch like that in the big leagues in a while. Nobody moved. He just fired it right back to the screen.
Kaiwei Tang warming up. 2-0 on Jones, who struck out twice against Lambert. Yankees have 6 hits. The Astros just 3 hits against Elmer Rodriguez. 3-0 on Jones.
You know, Mason Miller, the closer, just fantastic closer. They gave up that home run to your guy, O'Neal Cruz. Had a great line. One of the best lines after the game. He threw a changeup.
3-1.
First home run he gave up in a year. He decided the guy throws 104. He said, I'm going to try a changeup. Gives up a home run. He said afterwards, he said, humans are idiots sometimes. Yeah, greatest line ever. That's perfect.
Strike 3, and that's going to be challenged by Jones.
Batters,
Yankees have both of
strike
their
call.
challenges, so ABS challenge.
This looked like a good pitch, huh?
The
The call's
entire ball in the
confirmed. The
strike
pitch
zone.
was a
Ouch.
strike. New York has 1 challenge remaining.
So here's Jazz. He's 2 for 2.
Yeah, 2 really good at bats where he stayed in the middle of the field. And this is where you worry, you know, don't get greedy. Continue to do what you were doing. If he makes a mistake down and in or something, you'll end up pulling it anyway. But you can't try to pull it before you see where the ball is.
And that got a big piece of Vasquez. What's that hand motion about, Paul?
No, I think he's telling himself to stay through it. You know, don't get around it and try to hook it. Stay through it. Get out in the middle of the field. It's his 2 at bats prior to this were, I mean, a great job of doing that.
One-on-one. Three and 1 on Jazz. Three-2 Yankees, bottom of the 6th. Nobody warming in the Yankee bullpen. Drops a changeup in for strike. 3-2.
One of the things we've noticed tonight in watching kind of the pitching on both sides, that, you know, durability is a big deal nowadays. You see a lot of injuries, a lot of guys chasing velo. A guy who can pitch and mix it up like this is becoming kind of a round circle again, getting second looks by organizations.
And Jazz on for the 3rd time as he works a walk.
You know, the value of durability in pitching innings, especially in the starting rotation. It's a big deal. Durability and pitchability kind of go together hand in hand, and high velo and injuries kind of go together. At least that's what we've seen.
That's when you start to notice as an organization, you know, your whole bullpen can be high velo. Your whole start, you're going to have injuries. Now, you throw a couple guys at pitch and a couple guys like, you know, Tim Hill, guys that can just throw every single day. Then you get some durability with it too.
So they leave in Lambert. He just threw his 98th
Catcher
pitch.
sounding ball call.
And now Vasquez is going to challenge that ball call.
Wow.
Wow.
The call's confirmed. The pitch was a ball. Houston has 1 challenge remaining.
That makes me the worst challenge I've ever seen.
Back to back, the last 2 challenges we saw on both sides.
Like the challenges they had left were burning a hole in their pocket. Big lead. right. There it goes. Pitch is high for a second. No, Jazz doesn't think so.
It looked like, I mean, it was a much better throw. Another good pitch to throw on, but it looked like Jazz was tagged on the back, which would put his hand in on the base. Take a look here. Yeah, I think he's safe.
And the Yankees will challenge the call.
The previous play is under further review. New York is challenging the out call at second base.
Just shows you how hard it is to umpire. He's standing right there, has the best view of anybody in the house. It's so fast, bang, bang. Staring right at it. Yeah. Might have got it wrong, but it was close.
And that angle didn't show much. The first angle showed his hand getting into the base, and then I was worried possibly his hand came off the base, but it never did at the end of the play.
A lot of people invested in this.
Jazz even said that's close.
Yeah, nobody knows for sure. Everybody's waiting. This is what you called earlier this year, Michael, the kumbaya part. Nobody's arguing. They're just waiting, watching the screen.
Well, his hand, from the angle we just saw on the big screen, his hand hit before the tag. There was only one angle that really showed it. This weird music, it's like, you know, $20,000 pyramid or something. We need an answer.
After further review, the call on the field stands. The runner's out. New York will lose their challenge.
You can't argue it, but you know, the one view from the side, I mean, it showed, and you see, Boone can't really go out and argue. He's going to get kicked out. It's not going to change anything. But the one view showed it being safe, but I don't think it was so blatant that they would overturn it.
What's the word, Michael? Irrefutable?
So much of the challenge rests with the original call.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a perfect system if the people back at the studio didn't know what the original call was and just made the call off the replay.
It's an excellent point.
Yeah.
Because if he was called safe there on the Astros challenge, he'd be safe. Dunked into center field. It's a base hit. For Austin Wells, his second hit of the night.
And that, I mean, could have produced the fourth run if this call was overturned, potentially.
I mean, his hand's on the base right there, and he wasn't tagged. I don't know they didn't have that view, or it just wasn't that obvious. But Jazz, I'm with you. I think you were safe.
Joe Espada's going to take the ball from Lambert. They'll go to the bullpen with Caballero coming out. Man on first, 2 outs. Yankees lead by 1. Well, this Thursday, it's the WNBA on Prime. Join us as the Golden State Valkyries take on the New York Liberty. Then it's the Washington Mystics and the Phoenix Mercury. The WNBA on Prime tips off tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. Kai-Wei Tang struggled last 9 appearances. He comes on to face Caballero with a runner on first and 2 outs. Yankees leading 3-2, bottom of the 6th. And a strike. Tang 27 years old, third big league season. Teng is from Taiwan. Oh, 2 on Caballero. He checks the swing. Three runs on 7 hits for the Yanks, 2 runs on 3 hits for the Astros.
You were ready for that little break. Where'd you go?
Heard that song a million times in Major League Ballpark.
Right to Altuve. He puts it away, and that'll do it. No runs a hit. 1 man left. We take it to the 7th. 3-2 Yanks. Kind of name that Yankee. Take a look. 1,442 hits, 289 batting average, 174 stolen bases. Started with the Cards, ended with the Cubs. Had a stint with the Yankees and the Astros.
Long career, 1974 to 1988.
Altuve. See if he jumps on the first pitch. No, it's too far outside. Paul Blackburn is getting ready. Two 2-0. Bennett Sousa warming for the Astros. 3-0. Just 1 walk by Elmer Rodriguez. That was a 2-out walk to Paredes, who came around to score. Been throwing strikes. A strike.
You batter to batter here, Tony?
I think so, yeah. I mean, Blackbird's got plenty of time. You don't get him up to start the inning unless you're going to bring him in at any sign of trouble.
Strike. Ball tossed away. A bat tossed away by Altuve. Now he's going to challenge.
Strike off.
Thing is, if Altuve gets on here, you still like the sinker of Rodriguez, but you just don't know how far you can ride it.
Altuve's challenge overturned the strike call, turned it into a walk, and that will do it for Rodriguez. Hard to complain with what this kid did. He gave them 6 innings, longest outing he's ever had in the big leagues, and he will turn a lead over to the bullpen. Time for the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Taco Bell. Let's listen to the hand that this kid's going to get from this crowd. Stream live Yankee games on Yes with the Gotham Sports app. You can purchase a subscription directly from the Amazon Channel store or download the app at gothamsports.tv and stream for free with an eligible TV subscription. 6 innings, a career high, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He threw 88 pitches and turns it over to Paul Blackburn. And Blackburn deals a strike to Varsho.
Yeah, to this point, Rodriguez Cruz has only given up 2 runs. Blackburn will just decide that fate with the runner on first. But this play by Grisham in the first inning cost him a run as well. So he pitched better actually than his line.
We'll take a look at the Spectrum exit velocity on the Varsho home run that he gave up. 102.3. It traveled a good way, 412 feet. Well, there are 9 outs to get right now, and what could happen is they could split it between Blackburn and Bednar. Blackburn's had 2 days off. Bednar's had 4. So if you want to go 5 outs and 4, we'll see how Boone plays it. In all likelihood, Hedrick not available tonight. Line, and it's a fair ball. Right down into the corner. Playing it out there is Bellinger. Altuve is hustling to third. They're going to hold him right there. It's a double for Varsho, and it's second and third and nobody out.
Well, Varsho had the big home run, and now he's got a big double down the left field line. That'll change the way the pitching is right now, depending on what happens in this inning. A sinker, but it stayed up in the strike zone. Cody, you were kind of talking about the difference in a true sinker and just kind of a tail. And the tailing fastball is a ball that a lefty can handle.
So here's Christian Walker. Yankees play the infield back. They'll give up the tying run. One and 0. Ground ball, and off the glove of Lombard. The throw to first, not in time. Altuve scores. The game is tied at 3. There'll be another error on Lombard in all likelihood.
You guys see this ball come up at all? No, it just came off the heel. Just did not glove it. Big play in a big situation for the Yankees.
Coming in hot, 105 miles an hour, eats them up.
And it's an E6, his 5th error in 5 games, his last 5 games. So Walker gets an RBI. Now first and third. And that one's right back to Blackburn. He runs at the runner, tags him out. Good play by Blackburn to get Varsho. Perfectly played.
Yeah, no kidding, Michael. Right off the mound. Didn't think about it. Run to that front shoulder. Get him going back to the lesser base, which is third base. And then he kind of froze. And Varsho has good wheels, too. So Blackburn did a really, really good job here.
Just how you teach it. First you snag it, and then you got to cut him off at the pass. Don't let him beat you to that spot. He doesn't. Field your position, and then be an athlete. Who said pitchers are not athletes?
You know, by getting that quick out too, you know, he kept everybody from advancing another base. So what a huge play.
So Wade is going to pinch hit for Cam Smith. One and 0.
I can't look at Lamont Wade Jr.'s name without thinking of Sanford's son.
Yeah, Lamont. Absolutely. Some of the best lines I think I've ever heard on TV, right? Big dummy.
Red Fox was just all-time great. I mean, that show. Wow.
2-0. Yankees just placed him on the roster. Michael Fulmer is warming up. Fouled away and out of play. Walker's at second. Trammell is at first. 3-1. And there's ball 4 to load the bases.
Kind of took away that really good pitching play that he made. Now you throw that walk in there. Now you've got bases loaded. 1 out. That's because if you can keep him on the ground, a good guy to double up.
Blackburn this year has had unerring control, and he's a little bit up in the zone in this appearance at this point.
Yes, a little bit up and a little bit flat with that two-seamer.
Well, you don't run on Bellinger and Jones, and you go with caution against Grisham. An announced crowd of 40,269 on the edge of their seats right now. 3-3 game, bases loaded, 1 out. Blackburn on a relief of Rodriguez. 1-2.
Now that Blackburn's ahead, he's got a couple of choices here. He can go to the curveball. He can spin it. A couple different variations on breaking ball package he can do, and he's always been good at getting the ball on the ground as well.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 away.
Went for the spin plan there, Coney, and got the strikeout.
You can see that's the sweeper variation, almost a two-seam oriented spin in the grip out of his hand, and that's how you throw a sweeper there. You see that sort of side spin? And that's how it's done, and that was well executed there.
You know, if you look at that pitch, it's got a bigger dot on it. So as a hitter, you pick it up, but it's just, you know, the break on it, it won't stop.
Inside to Pena. Jeremy 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts against Elmer Rodriguez. Did he go?
Nope. A big point of the game here, on the bottom of this, the top of the 7th here. One of the team's better hitters, and Pena up there now, down in the count, bases loaded.
And a strike.
You taking a swing at that one if you're up there, bases loaded, 2-0?
I just every once in a while I think that you give pitchers too much credit.
2-2.
That one a little better. More on the corner.
You go back to that breaking ball. I think they got him a couple times early in the game with that breaking ball off the plate away.
He might have heard you.
Yeah. Pitch count, pick me up.
Thinking the wheels are spinning right now.
And Rodriguez showed him the two-seamer, and they got him to swing and miss on a couple breaking balls away.
Home with the breaking ball. Still 2-2.
It was a good pitch too. You know, it was just up a little bit and probably didn't get completely off the plate, but a good pitch. And that's the only problem, Coney, when you're pitching here. You don't want to go 3-2, so you're trying to throw it for a strike instead of getting off the plate, right?
Yes.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got it. 2 big strikeouts by that guy, Paul Blackburn. Vasquez And then Pena on a nasty breaking ball. Biggie's pumped up. The Astros tie the score, but they leave the bases loaded. The Yankees are pumped as well. Elmer Rodriguez says, all right. Time for the 7th-inning stretch here at the stadium. 3-3, Yankees and the Astros will stay right here as we honor America.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise, remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Army Sergeant Carlos Rodriguez from Dorado, Puerto Rico, who served in Operation Iraqi Freedom. The Yankees say thank you, Carlos, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Now it's time for the 7th-inning recap brought to you by CarShield. 3-7-1 for the Yanks, 3-4-1 for the Astros. Lambert went 5 2/3. Elmer Rodriguez one more out. Dalton Varsho, a big game, and Ben Rice, his 35th home run, and the Yankees finally scored a first-inning run. Bennett Sousa comes on to face the 3 or 4 left-handers at the top of the Yankee order. And a strike to Grisham. Wade takes over in right field. He pinch hit for Smith. One. And that one is looped into left field for a base hit. In front of Trammell and behind Pena, leadoff single for Grisham.
Well, you got Grisham, Rice, Garcia, and Bellinger. That's what you had last night, 4 lefties in a row. So the pen, they go to lefties, but last night kind of backfired too. The lefties really come up with good at bats. This ball just off the end of the bat to start the inning here.
And the lefty Paul started about yesterday was Stephen Oker, but when they brought in Hader, that had an effect.
Yeah, he has an effect on righties and lefties. He's pretty good.
Here's Ben Rice. And that picked off. Just got back. He was going.
Kind of going on first move. I don't know. He must have got underneath the tag. Uh-oh, they think they got him.
They do, but watch where he lands. That's a balk. That's nowhere near a 45-degree angle where the pitcher landed.
He's out.
Previous play is under further review. Houston challenging the baseball first.
Andy Pettit was one of the best in the game, but you know, there's a 45-degree angle and a pitcher has to land on it. Watch where his foot lands. That's nowhere near 45 degrees. That's a balk move. He got away with it. I ain't mad at you. I would have done it too, but
The rules are the rules.
The rules are the rules.
I I think it surprised him to the point where he saw him go so early.
The oven mitt might be the difference.
He's watching a replay on the big board. Walker pointed immediately to the dugout in the challenge, so he feels he got him.
Really tell when that oven mitt exactly hit the first base. You know, all these close plays have taken a while tonight, so they're looking at a bunch of different angles.
See, it looks like the mitt moves after the tag.
Yes, that word comes into play again. Inconclusive.
After further review, the call on the field stands. The runner is safe. Houston
It's
will
amazing.
lose their
And
count.
both these calls, Michael, are because of what they were called.
Absolutely.
Yep. I like your rule, Michael. They go into the dark and they don't know the call on the field.
Right, they just receive a video. Okay, make this call.
Right.
If I'm on the Yankee bench, you know, I'm not pitching. I'm yelling at that first base up. Watch that block. Keep block.
Exactly.
Put the thought in his head. If I get run out of the game, nobody cares. I'm gonna get out of here anyway.
You're not going to pinch hit later, right? You can see Sosa, he kind of holds that leg up there to read the runner, and that's what happened to Grisham on the first pitch. Max Fried does that really well, too. Just kind of hold that leg up and try to read the runner.
Yankees look up on the board in right center. Miami has beaten Boston 4-0. So the Yankees can win this game. Goes back to a 3-game lead in the loss column over the Red Sox for the first wild card. One and two. Still 1-2.
It's my jealousy on left-handed pitching coming out tonight a little bit. I always hated those lefties that could have the good pickoff moves.
They can hold runners. It's hard to run on them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming out. I'm a little, envious, right?
Two and two on Rice.
Brady, you're getting hot in a hurry.
Rice really battling. This will be the 8th pitch coming up. And he worked a walk. That is a good at bat for Rice.
As a lefty, you get in the hole, you can foul off some pitches, and you can battle for a walk. That's a solid at bat.
Sousa pitched last night. First guy out of the bullpen, retired all 5 batters he faced. But now the first 2 batters have reached a single and a walk, and here is Luis Garcia Jr. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Wade through that one. Astro outfield, green lights all around. Boone was raving about Garcia yesterday and today, saying there's thunder in that swing.
Bernie's got some good adjectives in his repertoire, doesn't he?
1-2, just missed.
Another look. Just off.
First and second, nobody out. Chop toward first. Fielding it is Altuve, but beating it out is Garcia to load the bases. Hustling down the line, he turned it into an infield single.
That's a great job at getting out of the box, but as soon as this ball gets by Walker, then it's kind of a tough play for Altuve to hit a running target for the pitcher. But he beat him.
Left-handed pitcher falls off just a step. That's the difference. Maybe a little bit of a slow start, but Garcia's right on by.
Kind of, around that ball and was kind of running out of the box as he made contact, and he just kept going. Big play.
High bases loaded, nobody out, and here is Bellinger. Bellinger, a .341 hitter with runners in scoring position, 6th best in the league. Upstairs. Bottom of the 7th, 3-3 game.
Souza's one of these lefties, Coney, that you look at the ball at you to be a strike. Anything that starts out over the plate, he can't keep it from getting off the outside corner.
Driven deep to right center field. Varsho on the run, and it's off the wall. 1 run scores. 2-run score. It is a 2-run double for Cody Bellinger, and the Yankees lead 5-3.
The lefty's coming up big again, and you get ahead in the count, you can take a shot, and Cody Bellinger hammered this ball up the bat. You thought it was a grand slam, but then you had a little bugaboo on the bases here. Both runners a little too quick to get around third. Rojas had to hold up Garcia Jr. This ball smoked out into right center. Just base running wise. Goes back to second base. That's what happened, and that's why you've got 2 runners that are awful close. Rojas has a good job to direct traffic there. Great swing by Bellinger. Can't do it any better than that.
Sweet spot barrel.
Well, you're a manager. You say, I've got my lane. 4 lefty batters in a row. I'm going to bring in a lefty, and all 4 lefties reach. Single, walk, single, double, and the Yankees lead 5-3. And the Astros have to bring the infield in second and third. Still nobody out. Here's George Lombard Jr.
Because of the 3 lefties behind Lombard, you elect not to go to the right. So now he gets a quality at bat to try to get another run in.
So that double brought Bellinger's average to .349 with runners in scoring position, 5th best in the league. Angel De Los Santos heating up. Oh, 0-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Lombard.
You get an overhead view here. Same thing going to happen, though. Just a line drive up the right field fence, but then you'll see the base running here. Wright's way back to second. Rojas has to get in the middle and stop. Garcia Jr.
Infield remains in. And here's Spencer Jones. He struck out 3 times tonight. And the count 0-1.
Spencer Jones against lefties is much better at kind of staying in there and hitting the ball the other way. That ball right there, he kind of opened up on. I realize the situation here is to at least get 1 runner in.
And he gets 1 runner in, maybe 2. 1 run scores. We're going to hold Bellinger at third. It's an RBI single for Spencer Jones. And it's 6-3 Yanks.
Yeah, he's really showed me against lefties. He stays in there very well. That front shoulder doesn't go anywhere. You know, with his little dip and little uppercut, if he opens up, it's going to get real long. But he has a tendency to really stay close. The slider right there stays right on it. He's able to line it to right field. That front shoulder really doesn't budge. And, you know, he's got such long arms that he can still cover that ball away.
Dig it out of there.
Look where the ball is, going down in the zone. Tall guy, but he hits the ball down much better than the ball up out of the strike zone.
They back up a little, playing for the double play. And Jazz fouls it back.
Oh. I looked up and saw a big dust shot go up. The ball hit the other, right above it.
Now, Jones hasn't been up all that long, and that's his 23rd run batted in. Doing a really nice job. 0-2.
At a time of real need for the Yankees offensively with all the injuries.
The 5 lefties that he's faced this in. He got 4 hits and a walk to the lefties. I mean, that's an impressive inning, lefty on lefty.
There's a Joe Girardi line in there somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jazz with 2 hits and a walk. Stole a base and was caught once. 1-2. Deep to left field. Trammell back. Still back. Turning. And it's off the wall. 1 run scores. They're going to hold up Jones at third. It's an RBI double for Jazz. Chisholm starting to swing the bat a lot better. And it's 7-3 Yanks.
It's been his approach tonight, just staying on the ball and going the other way. I mean, that ball's out of most major league ballpark. He's got enough power to go the other way. There's no need that he needs to hook the ball just because he's in Yankee Stadium. Talk about a beautiful swing. Another lefty on lefty. I mean, the lefties have put on a show here for the Yankees.
Beating up the outfield walls today.
Yeah.
Harvey's wall bangers.
Well, they'll take the ball from Souza. Big hit for Jazz. Big inning for the Yankees. They lead by 4. Astros going to the pen. This Scott Bretta telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Well, it's heartening for the Yankees to see how their lefties do against lefties. They're going to be tested out. Red Sox coming in this week, and they have 3 lefties that are supposed to start, and then the rumor is that they'll have a lefty opener in one of the games of the doubleheader. So I don't know if all these lefties will start. They might use some righties off the bench, but they'll be lefties facing lefties. That's what the lefties have done this inning. Daniel De Los Santos. Astros bring the infield in. And Wells fouls it back. Jones at third, Chisholm at second. Great speed on the bases for the Yanks. Wells at the plate. Wells 2 for 2 with a walk. Pitch. 1-1. One and two. Caballero on deck. 12 hits the Yankees have pounded out. We gave you a stat yesterday that it didn't work out. But when the Yankees score 7 or more runs, which they did yesterday, they're 29-2. So one of the two was last night. Snapped over to third, diving back is Spencer Jones. Still one out. 4 runs in, bottom of the 7th. And the count 3-2. The Astro bullpen, other than the closer, is not one of its strengths. And the Yankees certainly teeing off tonight. Swing and a miss. Wells down on strikes, 2 away. Astros infielders back up with 2 outs now. And here's Caballero, the 9th Yankee to come to the plate this inning. Oh, 1. Started him with a slider. And Caballero is going to challenge. I think it's a right.
The call's overturned. The pitch was ball.
That's a good solid challenge there. Overturned. I mean, you've got 2 guys in scoring position here.
One and one.
I don't think you like that one either, huh?
Take some guts to go back to back, right? Tap that helmet.
Two and one. I got a lot of Vasquez.
It was actually catcher's interference, but no, that was a ricochet off the mask.
Swing and a miss. And that'll do it. But the Yankees put a 4 spot on the board. Big hits. Lefty, lefty. First, Bellinger flirting with the Yankees' first grand slam. He drives in 2 with the double. And then Jazz hits one long as well. RBIs flying in. Yankees up. Here's a look at the Yankees' upcoming schedule, brought to you by Booking.com. Astros one more game on, yes, tomorrow night. And then buckle up 4 games against the Red Sox in 3 days. Saturday, game 1's on Yes. That's at 105. Game 2's on Fox. Friday, it's on Apple. And then Sunday, back on Yes. Then Yankees hit the West Coast, 3 in Anaheim and 3 in San Diego. Alvarez takes a strike from Michael Fulmer.
Got an off day in the middle of that trip?
Yeah.
Michael and I are going to the beach together. We're doing a roadie together, Coney.
So his Yankee debut, Michael Fulmer.
That's a picture I got to see. You and Michael K. body surfing in the ocean.
Why not? Huh?
Fulmer, 33 years old, 9th big league season. Spent most of the season at AAA Sacramento for the Giants. Had a 2.93 ERA in the minors this year. San Francisco released him a few weeks ago. Angels picked him up, and he pitched 3 2/3 scoreless innings across 3 games before being DFA'd on Sunday. So he's been beset by injuries, and he and his wife were talking about maybe he should retire. And he said he has felt as good these last year or so that he's had for the longest time. He told his wife, I would beat myself up if I retired feeling this way. I've got to give it a shot. And now here he is pitching for the Yankees. Meredith, you have a little bit more on Fulmer.
Well, Michael, he told me in the clubhouse that the Yankees were the first team to call, and they agreed to a minor league deal. But about an hour after they agreed to that deal, the Yankees called back and said, just kidding about that minor league deal. You are heading to the Bronx. He already had an itinerary to meet the AAA team in Massachusetts, and that flight went through LaGuardia, and they said, just stay at LaGuardia. You don't have to go any further than that. Now, he has been able to keep up with his throwing program. He last threw a bullpen on Saturday, and then he has been throwing since, so he feels ready to go. And Michael, you noted it, he feels like he has a lot left in the tank, and that's why he is still trying to latch on with a major league team, as you see a strikeout right there.
And not just any strikeout, you just struck out Yordan Alvarez.
Come out of the pen, your first hitter, Alvarez. He makes some good quality pitches.
Yeah, he's always been able to spin the baseball.
He was Rookie of the Year in 2016, and he beat somebody that you'd be familiar with, Gary Sanchez, finished second. And Gary came up in August, still had 20 home runs in 53 games.
I'll never forget Gary Sanchez coming up and hitting 20 and 53. He hit one to dead center at Fenway. It was an absolute monster bomb.
Well, you saw right when he got up here, it was all right center field, stayed on the ball, had unbelievable power, and then he got pull happy and kind of lost that stroke the other way.
Fulmer was a first-round draft pick in 2011 by the Mets out of high school. And then July 2015 deadline, he and Luis Cessa were traded from the Mets to the Tigers for Yoenis Cespedes. That turned out to be a really good deal for the Mets because Cespedes ended up carrying the Mets to the pennant.
It's back when Cespedes used to ride a horse in the spring training, right?
Yeah, and then he,
among other things,
got hurt with a fight a boar. Nice hop for Jazz. Now, Paul, about that beach day, did you pack the Speedo or the trunks?
Well, if I'm going with you, I'm sporting the Speedo. Like, if Cody's going with one like Zuma Beach,
I'm doing it in honor of John Sterling. We should all break out Speedos.
Here's Jose Altuve. Feeling the love. And he chops it to Caballero. Chargers got him. That's a nice first inning for Michael Fulmer. Tires the Astros in order 1, 2, 3. Back here at Yankee Stadium on this Wednesday evening. Yankees lead 7-3, middle game of this 3-game set.
I'm a fan of the drone shots. That's fantastic right there.
Here's Trent Grisham. And there's a strike. The way that 7th inning played out, how big was it that they did not overturn the safe call on Grisham?
Yeah, I was also looking back at, what put the Yankees in that position, and it's back to Blackburn. Getting out of that inning with not allowing them to take the lead with bases loaded gives your offense an opportunity to come up and then threw a 4-spot up.
Grisham 1 for 4, 1-1 count. Right field. Wade is there. 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Rice walked in that 7th inning. He's walked twice tonight. Home run in the 1st, walk in the 2nd, fly ball to left in the 4th, and a walk in the 7th. One and 0.
Kind of feels like you see double barrel on the bullpen. That Ben Rice, since that redemption home run he hit in Toronto after making the error in the 9th inning, he's really been locked in. Just seeing his reaction after that big home run, both when he made the error, how disappointed he was, and when he got the big home run afterwards, how excited he was. It was a huge lift, not only for him, for the team.
2-1.
He looked like the MVP in the first half, and then went through a long spell where he kind of struggled a bit, and then right back at it now.
Despite that slide that he was in the throes of, he's still slugging at .529, which is one of the top numbers in the league. 35 home runs, 83 runs batted in. And he works his 3rd walk.
That's another thing too, Cody. When you start getting more comfortable in the plate and you start getting the home runs back to where you're used to, you're not anxious. You'll take your walks. When things are going well, you haven't hit a home run in a while, you leave the zone and it just compounds itself, and you start having 0 for 4s where you should have walked 3 times, and just all kind of evens out when things are going well.
Pitchers pick up on that too. You can smell a chaser, right? You can smell it out there. If you're chasing, I'm not throwing strikes.
High fly ball, right field, way back on the track, at the wall. Luis Garcia, a 2-run home run. And the Yankees with a 9 spot.
Well, you're really seeing some fun things offensively from Garcia Jr. I mean, all of a sudden, you saw the numbers he brought in. Expected him to really help this offense. Well, you're seeing what he's capable of doing offensively. And this ballpark is only going to help him because he can pull the ball. And he can go the other way as well.
Just said thunder in his swing. 28th home run. Bellinger pops it up. Walker for the 2nd out.
And you just love the high pitch. He gets to it. And, he doesn't pop it up. He doesn't miss it. He's got such a quick bat. And, he's able to wait, and still get to the fastball up in the strike zone.
That's the look of a left-handed hitter hitting in Yankee Stadium right there. And I like it here.
Here's Lombard. All the way to the backstop.
I mean, you can't go over it enough how level his bat is through the strike zone. And you talked about Robbie Cano and how he kind of mirrored his swing at it. And from the side there, you can see a resemblance. And it's so funny. If you idolize somebody, you have a tendency to get there. You know how many like Dominican pitchers wanted to be Pedro Martinez? It's just like you were facing him over and over again because everybody was trying to be like him.
4 home runs last 6 games. That'll do it.
My guy was Louis Tiant.
Yeah.
Wiffle ball in the backyard. That was Louis. Change up. You can see he's a little out in front, but he can reach out and hook that ball, and he's strong enough to get in the air and pull it. And that ain't coming back.
Again, he has such a good way of keeping his hands back. Even though his body's kind of fooled, his hands back where he still has enough to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Fouled away.
Starting to reach right there. That just, you know, your mind's telling you you're out in front a little bit, so you just kind of reach. But by being square, as you reach, you're not popping it up. You're still driving it out of the ballpark.
4 hits yesterday. 3 hits today. He is never taking that chain off.
Better get used to it, huh?
Not only that, he's providing real protection for Ben Rice in front of him. And that combination is showing up.
And a pitch clock violation, so that's a ball on De Los Santos. That levels it at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Lombard down on strikes. A 2-run home run by Garcia. We go to the 9th. It's time to name that Yankee. Here are the clues again. Played some center field. Played it well. It's Jerry Mumphrey, I think. Let's see. Jerry Mumphrey.
Very nice.
And we go on the ball.
As was Jerry Mumphrey since the All-Star break with 11 RBIs in 11 games.
Deep
Who's
into those
boss
left
early
field
on,
seats.
round tripper gave.
Then with the Astros.
Was that Guerrero in center field with the Dodgers? Did he ever play the outfield?
Ground ball at first. They retired Varsho with Tim Hill on. 1 away here in the 9th.
Mel Allen's voice never gets old.
Here's Christian Walker. 0 for 3 with an RBI. One and 0. A lot of credit to that young man. He really pitched well, gave the Yankees length when they needed it, with the bullpen really leaking oil just a little bit. 6 strong innings. That's a major league high for him. He pitched into the 7th, walked the first batter, and then was taken out in relief. But he pitched as well this time than we've seen him in any other big league outing with the Yanks.
His stuff jumped a notch or two tonight. He showed up throwing gas with movement.
That's called a ball, and it's going to be challenged, and the Yankees win that challenge.
Calls overturned. The pitch was a strike.
So from 3-0 to 2-1. Ground ball right side. Jazz. 2-away. We should note that on this date, 1939, it started where all three of us could earn a living. It was the first game ever televised. Brooklyn split a doubleheader with the Reds at Edmonds Field. Red Barber was on the call on W2XBS, which is an experimental station which later became WNBC. And that was the first game on TV ever.
Can you imagine those the first games, the lights, like playing with lanterns on, you know? Like you could have a little advantage by pitching. I think Johnny Vandermeer threw back-to-back no-hitters, didn't he, under the lights?
Yep.
Under the lanterns, whatever you want to call them.
Nelson Velasquez pinch hitting for Trammell. Popped up. Wells gives it a look, but it's in the seats. They had 2 cameras on that game. One in center field, I think one on one of the base sides. I think it was the third base side.
We wouldn't be calling the truck to get an extra look, huh?
No. That'd be hard to challenge.
Exactly.
And the Yankees are a strike away from evening up this series. Swing and a miss. Astros go down in order, and the Yankees win this one 9-3. A big hit by Bellinger. 3 more hits by that guy, including a home run. And the Yankees win this one 9-3. And Elmer Rodriguez doesn't get a win, but he gets gratitude from his team, and he opened up some eyes.
Yeah, he certainly did. But, you know, the thing that I'm starting to watch is an offense really starting to come around. You got some guys that are really swinging the bat well. Maybe take some pressure off the starting pitching in the bullpen, because they have really had the load on top of them late, because the offense is what scored. But recently, the offense was great.
Yeah, the offense coming alive. The overall pitching depth of the organization showing up tonight with that kid right there. And he came with a purpose tonight and really looked like he's made some strides. Just what the Yankees need.
Now it's time for the Mazda player of the game, Paul.
Well, Cody Bellinger, it was good to see him come off the IL, and boom, with bases loaded, lefty on lefty does not matter. The lefties crushed the lefties from Houston tonight. Good job by Cody Bellinger.
7th inning for the Yankees. They scored 4 runs, first 4-run inning since August 11th. Left-handed batters against the lefty pitchers. 5 for 5, 2 doubles, and 4 runs batted in. A big 7th inning for the Yankees. Broke a tie. A 3-3 tie became a 7-3 lead, and the Yankees ended up winning 9-3. And now we'll throw it down to the field. Meredith Marakovitz.
Thank you, Michael. Cody, the offense continued to go to work tonight. 9 runs on the board, 24 over the last 3 games. What has it been about this offense that has allowed you guys to find your groove?
Oh, you know, we've been putting together good at-bats. You know, this is the things that we can do as a lineup, and it's been fun recently.
Hey, you look at that 7th inning. Espada brings in the lefty Souza to face the lefties at the top of the order. What do you think of the way those guys responded to load the bases for you?
Yeah, well, obviously 3 really good at-bats in front of me. Grish, Ben, Louis getting on, hard 90 down the line. And for me, just kept it simple. Obviously, I knew it was a tie game late in the game and didn't try to do too much.
You talk about not trying to do too much. You look at what you've done with runners in scoring position, 349. That is 5th best in the American League. Why do you thrive in those situations? How are you able to keep it simple?
Yeah, you know, I just stick with my plan, stick with my approach, try to keep every at-bat the same, and just try and stay as consistent as I can.
Luis Garcia Jr., another big night. What's impressed you about him at the plate?
Just really good hitter, really good, insane bat speed, hits the ball hard, controls the at-bats, been playing great defense, and he's just been a huge addition to this team. How
about Elmer, 23 years old, making his 5th major league start? You need distance from him. What did you think of the job he did this evening?
Yeah, that was fun to watch. You know, definitely knows he feels good about that. He knows what he's capable of, and to come up here against a really good team and pitch well was good to see.
Cody, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Michael, we're going to send it back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Meredith, and thank you to Cody. 9-13-1 beats 3-4-1. A little under 3 hours. Blackburn gets the win. Sousa took the loss. Varsho, 2 hits. Luis Garcia had 4 yesterday, 3 today. Another home run. So he has been on fire. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producer is Jared Ames Boschnack. Don't forget to join us again on September 9th when the Yankees take on the Rockies at Yankee Stadium. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. on Prime, with first pitch coming just after 7. Now, for more coverage of tonight's game, tune into the S Network for the W.B. Mason postgame show. Once again, the final score from the Bronx, the New York Yankees 9 and the Houston Astros 3. For Paul O'Neill, David Cohn, and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. A big 7th inning carries the Yankees home. They win 9-3. Have a good night, everybody. So long.